Hello, and welcome back to Existentialism and Everything But. I'm Dave.
Hi, Dave.
Can I be on my phone?
Yes. Yes, Jimmy, you can be on your fucking phone. Alright, I thought my door was open for a second and I got a little scared. Also my brother likes to walk in whenever I decide to record something, so if you hear some shit like that and fucking like some kid. Are you recording? What are you doing? But yeah.
Oh god.
Right.
Oh, so I finally watched Midnight Gospel.
Yes.
Yeah.
Incredible. I love it.
It's good as fuck.
Like,
Jacob, I was gonna say you should. It's also on Netflix. It's not on the existential side, but the comedy special Middle Ditch and Shorts. I think
isn't that like 3 hours long? Like, I'm going to watch it at some point, but I have not yet.
No, so it's three separate episodes that are each an hour long.
Gotcha.
They're really fucking funny. They're like improv bits and they're incredible. But yeah, Midnight Gospel super great. And now you see why I wanted to do this as well. It's
like
awesome.
I was watching it and I enjoy that kind of like philosophical conversations, but my favorite episode was the first one.
Oh yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, the one where they're talking about like LSD and like, heavy psychedelics and shit. It was funny as hell.
Yeah, that
I
was
love
a good
the meditation episode where he's like mad as fuck, and the guy just sent him to a fucking planet to meditate with this guy. He's like, ah, fucking damn it, the entire time.
So do you think?
I love it.
So at the end of the series, do you think he's actually dead?
Yeah, I think. I think
because I think
I don't really remember how this.
What was
ended.
Did you watch the credits?
story.
Did you watch the credits? He was like, "I'm not." He made a song saying, "I'm not alive."
Like, because what was it? I forget what episode it was, but he was like the thing gave him the ability to feel pain.
Yeah.
So I feel like he might have actually died.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I mean, it was sort of cliffhanger-ish, and I know the creators have been talking about like if they can, they're definitely going to do a season 2.
Right.
So I don't think he's dead.
The conversation with his mom hit, bro.
Oh my god, it made me want to cry.
That shit hit, bro. Oh my god.
It was so weird though. Like when he gave birth to his mom, I was like, jeez.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting the way that they tackled like the cycle of life and death and everything throughout that episode. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, that shit hit though. Oh my goodness.
And it was all based like there's an actual like that's an actual podcast.
Yeah. Well, all of them are.
No. But like it's from a podcast. Like there's a podcast of a different name that they got all the audio from, and then they put it in. You know.
That's what they did with all the episodes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And like, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's like very well known about the fucking show.
If I had just watched the show, I wouldn't have known that.
Yeah, but like it's pretty obvious that it's like a heavy like podcast style thing.
Well, yeah, but like
they got the people to do extra lines.
Yeah, but for all I know, like they could have just recorded it for the series and not like for other reasons.
Well, see, I thought the same thing at first as well, but like they enter in the episodes already start when they're like halfway through the conversation already, so that's why I just assumed. Plus, the style of it, I was like, okay, probably something else. I guess with that we can get to the topic of or the prompt, the prompt of what I figured we could do for today was, and my idea for that was talking about religious representation. Because I'm personally someone who, I like, whenever I see some sort of religious reference, and I'm sorry.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, the way that your camera is.
Jamil, stop.
What?
Fuck me.
What the fuck is so funny?
The way you have your head tilted down and looking at the screen, it looks so sinister.
Well, yeah, because your camera isn't super high quality either, so I can fucking see with your lip. All right. Okay. I'm sorry. Jesus Christ. All right. I gotta fucking. I'm crying.
Oh man.
All right. Yeah. No. Like I was saying, religious representation. Personally, I am someone who I'm a big fan of like in various forms of art, whether it be physical or music or anything like that. Seeing some sort of religious reference, because I get one example. Obviously, like there's all the fucking like old paintings. I forget the name of the building, but the one that has like the big
Sistine Chapel
paintings on the ceiling. Yeah, like that's always really cool. I think it's genuinely like really pretty art. But also like in music, whenever people reference that kind of stuff, like fucking. You look at like Kanye's "Father Stretch My Hands" or
Damn, he just dipped.
he's fucking out. Like Kanye's "Father Stretch My Hands" or like a lot of the stuff that Microwave talks about.
Yeah.
I always find it interesting that kind of stuff. And we don't have to specifically be restricted to that. Because I was raised. My family's Christian, they're Presbyterian. Jamil, I know your mom is Muslim, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and then Jacob, your fucking parents are here.
My mom's like super Catholic.
Really? That's interesting because your dad is very much not. All right, I guess we'll just sit in silence until Jacob returns. But yeah, no, I guess. Do you have anything to add to that, Jamil?
My bad, y'all.
What happened?
No, my mom walked in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, like, what do you mean, like, specifically?
I don't know. It's just, personally, like, I love, I could fucking go on and on for hours about various things. I guess one example is, Microwave has a song called Thinking of You that they did on their split back in 2015 with Head North. And I think he was raised, Nathan, who's the singer of Microwave, he was raised Mormon, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And he and through various other songs that Microwave has released, they've talked about this as well, but I think Thinking of You is one of the Thinking of You and their song Vomit off of Much Love, I think are some of the most explicit when it comes to that kind of thing. Thinking of You is very much like, it's very cynical of the idea of God. And he, like, the song starts off with like talking about sort of like the worship of God and how that works. He talks throughout the rest of the song about just like how he's never really felt like it's something that, like, God has ever like really reached out to him when certain events, I guess, have transpired throughout his life. Or you look at like Vomit again off of Much Love. There's the refrain of that song at the end is partially is like we're vulnerable because there's no such thing as love. I'm butchering the lyrics, but along the lines of like, no, there's no such thing as love. We're without a God, and he's like very fucking angry as he's like screaming these vocals over this like heavy breakdown. And so yeah, I always think it's interesting seeing when people talk about that, because personally I think when you see, I think learning about whatever religion or religious beliefs or that kind of thing about one person, I think is an easy, or I don't want to say an easy way to figure out stuff about that person, but I think it's an easy way to begin understanding part of them.
Right.
Because a lot of religion is based off of specific moral beliefs and customs and traditions, and so I think it's just interesting to sort of see the way that works within people.
I think I'm kind of on like the complete opposite side, I guess. Like I don't think like using religion in your music doesn't have any necessarily like value to it on its own.
Okay.
Like Um, because like rappers are usually rappers are usually believe in like Jesus and shit. And
Okay.
but it doesn't make their music like any more different than somebody else's, you know?
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is more so that like a lot of music is based primarily off of personal experience, and so I think when you have all sort of religious reference, because you look again on the one side of a little bit more apathetic and cynical of it is again the stuff I mentioned with microwave, but then you also fucking look at like Jesus is King from Kanye, you know. um, I'm not a huge fan of that album. I think there are some good songs on there, but I think whether or not you like the music, I still think it's interesting to see the way that he talks about God, especially because on a lot of his older stuff, he was also very apathetic of it.
Right.
So
I feel like it's. Oh, go
I
ahead.
always like viewed it as it's a sort of personal thing. Like I feel like religion is more of a thing where it's like you have to find something that resonates with you. You know what I mean? And personally, I don't feel like Islam really resonates with me, like at all. Cause like there's a lot of weird like backward shit, and like if you go to some Middle Eastern countries, like it's really backward kind of. Like I don't even know if they do this anymore, but they used to like stone gay people, and like they stone women if they didn't like fall in line, and that
yeah,
that I never, huh? Shut the fuck up.
yeah, but I don't want to get too into the specifics of religious beliefs itself, just for the sake of like
Yeah,
accessibility of this. But at the same time, like fucking Christians did that too.
yeah.
Back in the day,
Christians
if you
also
were,
like I don't have a problem with Christianity, but I do have a problem when people try to push their beliefs onto other people. Like
yeah,
I don't like that
kind
shit
of
at all. It's very annoying.
kind of that idea of like I don't care, you do you, but like don't try and. But that's also the thing, because a lot of a lot of what religion is expressing it to others, and I don't think it's. I guess it's not an issue to want to evangelize. I think it's just when it starts to get pushy, is when a lot of people start to not be okay with it, especially if they're someone that's already sort of comfortable with who they are, and if they undergo some whatever life-changing event or something and they want to look for something else, and by all means. But I think it's just a lot of times people start getting annoyed when it starts feeling like they're trying to force it on them, as opposed to just like
Right.
telling about this one kind of thing.
And like another thing about religion is like it always kind of like weirded me out because people do the weirdest shit in the name of religion. Like yeah, they'll fucking shoot someone and go, yeah, I'm doing this in the name of Allah. Like
Yeah, but at the same time with that, I feel like a lot of the time it's not always necessarily genuine. Like I feel like
yeah,
they're
it's
using it as more
yeah,
of
it's
an
probably a cover,
excuse.
but like even the fact
Yeah,
that
or even trying to attack that specific like religious group, like by going out and doing this horrible thing and then saying that like, hey, I did this because I believe in God or whatever. Um,
yeah, but I mean people that like genuinely do this shit, like do these terrible
oh yeah,
things in the name of God. Like I do believe in God, I do, but like I don't think that any God worth worshiping would want you to do that kind of like
yeah,
terrible
whatever the
shit.
fuck they're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and I think it's also interesting the way that again religion is conveyed in music, on a more contemporary style, but as well as like like old traditional gospel music, because I hate it, and I'm fairly certain that a lot of people hate it. Maybe I'm wrong, but contemporary Christian music that you hear on the radio is some of the worst shit I think I've ever fucking heard.
I've never heard Christian
with
music.
that. Again, contemporary common worship music is not very good, because it's a while back, a girl I was dating showed me this video called "How to Write a Worship Song," and it was so incredibly on par that it was funny as hell. It was like, use these three same chords. You can change the progression however you would like, but make sure it's these three chords. If you want to add some extra depth, go an octave higher. And it was basically like, make sure that you constantly are going like, oh, that shit. If you're in doubt, say hallelujah. And like, all this shit and everything.
Did you really believe that shit? Did you really believe that shit?
Well, no, the video was to kind of make fun of it. Okay. It was like at the same time, like, you know, because I think the guy that made it was a Christian as well, but he's still kind of making fun at how the structure a lot of the time goes. On the flip side, I personally think a lot of like traditional choir and gospel music is genuinely really beautiful, that the way that they synchronize a lot of stuff. And one thing that I is present in that I don't think a lot of people realize is there's a lot of like there's a lot of worship music aspects present in Blonde by Frank Ocean, which is one of the reasons why I personally enjoy that album so much, because, you know, having grown up in the church and being around a lot of that, sort of, again, I enjoyed that side of the music part of things. But, like, you know, there are fucking organs all over that album. There's a lot of, and a lot of those songs are only organs as well. The way that he sings on a lot of them is very reminiscent of that kind of thing. And I don't know, I think it's just, I think it's cool because it's you know, gospel choir and gospel music isn't really something that's super present in the mainstream, but, you know, I think Frank Ocean has a good voice, and on top of that, he has a good voice for that kind of music. And so the fact that he incorporated that into a lot of Blonde was something cool. I'm not really sure what his, you know, upbringing was in terms of religious affiliation, so I don't know if he grew up in the church and that's something that he incorporated because of that, if he just thought it was a cool idea, or if he was just happened to fucking have a lot of organs on the album. I don't really know, but either way, I think it's interesting that that's something that made it into the final cut of a lot of them.
You know, recently, okay, so this is going to be off topic, but recently, it was brought to my attention that Chris Brown, did he beat Frank Ocean in sales? Whatever. Anyway.
Oh yeah.
Do you think that Chris Brown could beat Frank Ocean, like, music wise? Like, it released an album the same day, same amount of exposure. Who do you think would get more streams or sales or whatever?
Frank Ocean every time.
See, I fucking hate Chris Brown, but I think that he might beat Frank Ocean, because it's
Well, it depends. Because would you consider Chris Brown a rapper, and would you consider Frank Ocean a rapper? And I would say Frank Ocean is definitely not a rapper.
I wouldn't really say that Chris Brown is either, though. Not anymore, at least. I think, yeah. I think he still incorporates parts of it.
They both rap, but neither of them are rappers, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's in terms of like base sale, it would definitely be hard to say because Frank Ocean is he's both of them. I feel like for the most part are household names in a lot of different ways. I think Frank Ocean within that though is still kind of considered a little bit more underground, mainly just because of his lack of like overall presence outside of his music. Mm-hmm. So I think because of that, like he releases an album once every 4 or 5 years, and they're always big albums, but it's not like as consistent as a lot of people as Chris Brown might release stuff. On top of which, Frank Ocean doesn't necessarily have a lot of those features on his stuff to pull in people. On top of which, and he doesn't do a lot of promotion for it, like he's kind of just the album just kind of comes out, whereas Chris Brown is fucking, he's always, there's probably like 2 songs on the 20-track album that he's gonna release that doesn't have a feature on it, if that. They're all super quick songs that are just meant to be played in like clubs and shit. On top of which, he's constantly present on social media and doing tours and all this shit. And he's also fucking, like, he's just constantly, like, promoting it, And so I think because of that, he might beat Frank Ocean. At the same time, I don't know that it would necessarily be by a large margin.
Personally, I can't listen to his music. His music still sounds like I don't know, it still sounds very 2010. Like,
or 2008.
Yeah.
Like old shit. Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's the auto-tune, but something about it I can't. And like, speaking of auto-tune, I never really saw the hype between Eternal Take. I don't even really like Lil Uzi like that. I never really understood the hype behind him.
Yeah, I listened to, I think, maybe the first 3. Okay, so I listened to it on the way home from band practice one day, because my friend, the drummer from my band, Rob, was like, "Yo, that shit came out," and I was like, "Oh, really? I didn't know that. That's cool." And so I downloaded it, and I was gonna listen to it on the way home, and I got like 3 or 4 songs in, and I just put something else on.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I still to this day have not listened to the rest of the album. Because I very much was just like, man, this is, I don't want to fucking listen to this.
Like, I never really understood the hype behind just him at all. Like, I don't think he's a bad rapper at all. He's a decent rapper, but like, something about I can't get behind him. Like,
I get what you're saying. I fucking Lil Uzi Vert versus the World is one of my favorite mixtapes to be put out by an artist at all. Love is Rage 2 was okay. It has some really good songs on it, but some other ones are very like hit or miss. I think attempting to remain somewhat on topic, what do you think fucking Uzi and Chris Brown's religious beliefs are? And do you think, because like remember when fucking Kanye, so he was supposed to put out Yandhi, right?
That's on YouTube, actually.
What's up?
Yandhi's on YouTube, from what I've seen.
Okay. Well, yeah, but people also a lot of times just take old demos and shit, and we'll just name it that. So who fucking knows? But he was supposed to put out Yandhi, and then that shit didn't happen. And then a year later, Jesus is King ended up coming out.
Right.
And so like, if like people were surprised when that happened, they were like, "What the fuck? This is such a weird shift from that." So do you think if Chris Brown or Lil Uzi Vert made the shift to making like gospel music, either one of them tomorrow or I guess next Friday, because today is Friday, fucking like next Friday, if either one of them put out like a full like let's say 10-15 track gospel album, what do you think? First, what do you think the reception of the news would be, and then what do you think the reception of the actual album would be? Like, do you think either of them have the capability to like to make some good sort of worship album?
I don't think,
honestly,
like, even if it was made well, and it was like,
Yeah, but do you think it would be made well?
I mean, it depends on your opinion of the person. Like, I don't really listen to Lil Uzi, so I wouldn't know because I don't pay attention to his instrumentals or whatever.
Based off of your prior knowledge, based on like of everything how little or how
I don't think
much you know
good,
about him.
Actually, you know what? I think ironically,
I think it would be funny as fuck.
Yeah, it would probably just be really goofy.
Might, like,
more than
actually,
anything.
or like it might come out and be really fucking good, and everyone's like, "Yo, what the fuck?" Like, I feel like his fans would be like, "Uzi, come on, man, what are you doing? What's this?" Like, I feel like they'd be either really mad or really confused, knowing his fans.
Yeah, well, because that kind of like, it's that idea of like, I'm just trying to imagine him like in auto-tune, like fucking worshiping God. And then,
Oh
like,
my god.
that doesn't translate to me. Because there was, I'm going to look it up real quick, so sorry about my fucking typing, but there was, yeah, I have one of the clack,
Hacker typer.
yeah.
Fucking hacker keyboards.
There was some I gotta try and find the fucking Let It Shine. That's what it was. Disney put out.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Okay, Jacob or Jamil, do you know what I'm talking about?
Let It Shine.
Yeah.
I've heard it. I've heard that. Yeah.
All right. So in 2012, apparently 2012, fucking Disney put out a movie. An original movie that I bought the soundtrack to because I was like, yo, this shit is fucking fire. You know, again, me on my Kindle, I guess when I would have been 10.
Imagine buying the soundtrack to a fucking Disney movie.
Hell yeah, man. Disney put out a movie called Let It Shine that was, it basically, this kid, his dad is a preacher, but the kid wants to be a rapper.
Oh my god, I know what you're talking about.
His father thinks that rap is the devil music, and so his best friend basically like he sends in this demo to some fucking famous R&B girl, and they're supposed to put a picture of them. He had a picture of him, the girl, because they knew each other in elementary school, and his friend. She mistook the friend for like him, and we're like, yo, you're super fucking cool. So his friend takes on the identity, but his friend can't rap or sing for shit.
Right.
Yeah. Bro, I remember watching that when it first aired on Disney, bro. Holy shit. I was like at my grandma's house. Yeah, I remember that movie. That shit was ridiculous.
Since we're on the the subject of Disney movies.
Well, I mention it because, you know, it's kind of that idea of like, why the fuck did Disney is very like not, they don't really involve themselves with that kind of thing. Like they'll be diverse with their characters and everything, but when it comes to religion, they don't really want to touch it. And I understand, you know, but so like, why the fuck of all the things did they decide to not only make a movie about a guy that's like trying to do rap and is also Christian, but like trying to like push that as a thing? Like, why of all the movie idea, like that of all the fucking ideas that they had on the Disney Channel original movie list, that had to have been at the bottom. So why did it get made?
This might be a reach, but honestly, I think it might be kind of plausible. I think they were trying to reach out to like the black gospel community. Because I'm telling you, I was watching with my grandma and she was like, yes, preach. Oh my God, bro. He was like, rap is the devil's music. She was like, yes, preach, Lord.
Yeah, but that's the thing, is at the end of the movie, like, the dad is cool with them doing it.
It is no longer the devil's music.
The devil has left rap completely. All gospel. All the time.
The devil... Yeah, I don't know. What were you saying about other movies, Jacob?
The Debbie Ryan memes are killing me.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So, Jamil, fucking Jacob and I the other night watched Radio Rebel, which is yeah, have you seen the Debbie Ryan memes with where the face where she's like looking down and shit, or like facing down and like looking up?
And she's
like,
got that smirk on her face.
No, I haven't seen it.
No. Okay, well they're really fucking funny. Basically it's like it's making fun of her for being a bad actress. Same thing with Selena Gomez, because someone like took a bunch of clips of some movie that she was in and she kept like randomly shaking her head like this. Like if she wasn't saying anything, she would be like yeah, so fucking Jacob and I watched Radio Rebel, which is the one that people are making all the memes and shit about. And it was something. It was most certainly a movie.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more.
I looked at the memes you're talking about, and this picture of Debbie Ryan as a child came up. Oh my god,
that's fucked up, man.
Oh my god, that's
So,
fucked up, but it is hilarious.
Also, yeah. So, also, Jamil, fucking, when I told Jacob this, he got really confused. Did you know that Debbie Ryan is married to the drummer of 21 Pilots?
I did not know that she was married, nor did he. I did not know I was married.
Nor to fucking him.
I did not fucking know that.
Yeah, it's just a thing.
There's this
Strange.
thing. I don't even know if you guys seen it, but fuck, what's her name? The chick that was addicted to crack. You know,
Demi
remember her name,
Lovato?
Savon? Yeah, Demi Lovato. He was like, "What's your favorite dish?" She's like, "What's your favorite
Addicted
dish?"
to
She's like,
crack.
I think the mug is my favorite dish because you can hold things that are too hot. And I fucking told Nancy about that, and she was like, "Is this when I was addicted to crack? Like, no fucking one tastes like that."
Did you
Have you seen
fucking fried
Have you seen
all
that
the
video of her on like it was like I forget what fucking show it was, but it
Sunny
was
with a
some like
Chance?
no, it was some audition type show where like the celebrities are judges and some shit. And this
Oh,
guy,
yeah.
this guy was on stage, and she was one of the judges.
Oh, I
And
know
she
you're
was like,
talking
it's good to go for your dreams, but it's not meant for everyone. And in the original episode, the guy was like, that's why you use auto-tune and I don't. And she was like, oh shit, and then he started dancing. But someone made an edit of it where he was like, that's why you use crack and I don't. And it worked perftly because the first I saw that
crack,
before I saw
man?
the original video.
Why crack?
And I was like, oh shit. Why the fuck did they air this, you know? That's why I
is it,
use
like-
crack.
she did a like
Actually, I thought it was heroin, actually.
I think it was heroin.
Oh, okay. That would make a lot more sense because I can't imagine seeing Debbie Ryan like dating like a fucking crackhead outside.
No,
like,
fucking
7-Eleven
Demi
shit.
Lovato, not Debbie
Oh yeah,
Ryan.
Demi Lovato. Yeah. I can't imagine dancing outside a fucking 7-Eleven, dodging under cars and shit like a fucking crackhead. I thought that would be funny.
Like I was watching this thing and it was like it was anniversary, I guess, or a reunion for the show Sunny with a Chance
Yeah.
that she was in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember it.
And they're like, so what have you guys been doing since the show ended? And then Demi Lovato goes, I was in rehab multiple times.
That's fucked up.
the fucking cast is looking at like,
It's like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, everyone,
Like, children
everyone else
watching
has,
this.
like, totally normal lives after that. It was like, yeah, I did this movie and I did all the. I kept working for Disney, and she's like, and just
I was in rehab.
oh,
multiple
shit.
times.
No,
Yeah, no, I'm fucking glad that she's getting better with it. It's just
yeah, it's good she's getting help. But the memes, bro, the memes. Oh
it's
my
fucked
god.
up, but it's funny.
I was incredibly disappointed because I was playing Fortnite with Mackenzie and her cousin. And so Mackenzie's not in the party yet, so it's just me and her cousin. And I was like, I heard that you can only listen to Jesus is King around your mom. And she was like, yeah, that's the only thing we listen to. And I was like, oh, so do you have a favorite Kanye album? And she was like, oh, no, I hate Kanye. And I was like, what? And she was like, I'm like a huge Taylor Swift fan, right? And I was like,
Oh my god.
I was like, oh, that's,
What?
okay. Is it because, I was like, because Kanye said he made Taylor famous? And she was like, yeah, he didn't make her famous.
It's like, yeah, but
Oh
every
my
fucking
God.
sane person knows that.
She doesn't even like rap. And I'm just like, what? What?
Why you listen to Jesus is King?
Because her parents, like, her mom, her stepmom, I guess, they're like heavily Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's the only thing they can listen to around them.
Is Taylor Swift not Christian music?
I don't know, man. I don't know.
I guess it's Christian enough.
I can't imagine.
But like in her newer, maybe they only let her listen to like old country Taylor Swift. Like no.
They only let you.
Oh God. I can't imagine only being able to listen to Taylor Swift, bro. I can't.
Who fucking knows, man? Yeah, no. I do find that funny though. That like there are people out there that actually listen to Jesus is King for the religious purpose of.
I wish I could. I wish my life was so simple that I could just listen to shit like Mumford and Sons and be okay with it.
Wait, no. What the fuck? What was the name of it? Because I forget. Maybe it's not by them. Hold on. I gotta. Yeah, it is. Okay, so Mumford and Sons has that one song, "Little Lion Man."
Don't try to defend them, David.
I don't listen to any other shit from them. I don't listen to them whatsoever.
Not that bad,
But they have this one fucking song called "Little Lion Man" that goes so hard.
Does it though? Does it?
It does. Well, my man has a banjo. They got the keyboard.
Oh my God.
They don't like have a drummer, so it's literally just like the guitarist has a fucking like he has a kick drum and just a pedal that he hits. They have the upright bass instead of like an actual bass guitar.
Word.
Song is good as fuck, and I'm genuinely recommending it to you. Outside of that, Mumford and Sons is we don't talk about them.
I wish like I want a simple life, so my discography could just be like fucking Imagine Dragons, fucking what was that? Shit.
It sounds like it belongs on Curious George.
What?
What?
The song that you just recommended. It sounds like it belongs on Curious George. You ever seen the movie?
Are you talking about Little Lion Man?
Yeah. You ever seen Curious George the movie?
Yeah.
They use like only folk music for that fucking movie, and this is what that sounds like.
I love. What was that one song that they used though? Like the main theme.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about.
That was like my
That
favorite
movie
song
was-
when I was growing up.
Yeah, that movie was good though. Like it hit. I'm not gonna lie, it's good. Like recently, not even recently, but a while ago, maybe a month ago, I rewatched like the entire Curious George series, and
Damn, the entirety of it?
Curious George series.
Wait. Jamil,
Like no fucking lie.
you have access to almost every single show to ever be made on fucking Netflix, on YouTube, on Hulu.
Hulu, yes.
You could have watched any show, and the one that you sat down and watched in full was fucking Curious George.
I bet there's
Bro,
like a
I would
lot of
just
really
come to Mike's
complicated
house.
Curious George lore that like you need to be able to keep track of.
Yeah, I didn't even know the
understand it.
guy's name was Ted. The guy with the yellow hat, his name is Ted. They
Really?
say it once in the movie and they never mention it again. Ever.
Yeah, because he's always
Everyone
been.
calls him the man with the yellow hat.
That's
everyone
I didn't
calls
know
him.
I didn't know he had a name to begin with.
Yeah,
Banana
his
Man.
name's Ted.
Banana Man.
It's always only ever been.
And he had a fucking wife.
No, he
But
doesn't.
they only mention her like
Wait.
in the, yeah, he had a wife and they mentioned her like once. Or maybe like the few movies that they did make, she was in maybe one or
They
two.
made
of
more
them.
than one
But
Curious
after that,
George
they don't
movie.
really mention her anymore. What'd you
They
say?
made more than one Curious George movie.
Yeah, they made like 3, I think.
Damn,
More
I've
than
only
3,
ever
actually.
seen the
They did a
one.
lot. I really got into it too. I'm not gonna lie to you. I got into it.
How fucking bored are you? Jesus, dude.
How into it can you be? It's Curious George.
That's like literally entertainment for 3-year-olds.
Bro, I was
that's
at
the whole
theme song
point.
and I was like, yo, I'm gonna watch this show. I wanna watch it. Oh,
Like, damn, bro, those colors
Listening to
looking real
Curious-
good.
Imagine watching Curious George only for the
Bro,
soundtrack.
I was like, this show.
That's the only reason you should
it's a
watch
good
it.
show. I stand by it. I will die with that opinion.
I just remember that. Curious George was like like a little shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like he was such like a he was so jealous and greedy. And I remember the only thing I remember from any Curious George franchise episode at all is and I still think about it when I drive too, is there was one episode when he saw for I don't know why the fucking traffic lights worked like this, but he was at a traffic section and he saw the lights changing color and he was like, "Oh shit, dog, that's fucking cool as hell." So he went home, cut out a bunch of circles that were red, yellow, and green.
Oh yeah.
And just like started putting them on top of the traffic lights, and he caused like a big ass traffic jam. Cause like, you know, the lights weren't changing. Cause he put two of them. He put one on green going one way. He put another one on green going the other way as well. But on the other two corners of it, he made one yellow and one red. So like it didn't make fucking sense at all. And there was like he literally caused like accidents and shit.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Shit. He was kind of a little shit.
It's a good show though.
Fuck it, I'm gonna go watch that. Fuck Avatar being on Netflix.
Oh yeah, I'm watching that.
I'm trying to watch
that
Wait,
right now.
I'm trying to watch me some Curious
Has it
George.
come
Yeah,
out?
I'm
Or is it
watching
not?
it right now.
Yeah,
I was watching
it came out
before
today.
you guys talked.
Oh, you know what?
podcast.
I'm waiting for Space Force to come out. That show looks really good.
Wasn't that supposed to come
Also
out today
did,
too? Or is that next week?
It comes out the
yeah.
29th.
Okay, so a couple weeks. Yeah, no, my brother has Avatar on, he has Avatar on DVD, and he's had it for a while now. But, like, I don't feel like asking him for it, which is why I've been waiting for it to come to Netflix. Because I'm genuinely really excited.
Is he gonna like make you jump through hoops for it?
You're just like trying
Yeah.
to avoid your brother. At
Well,
all
like,
points.
He's gonna like do 5 push-ups and I'll give it to you. He's like a little fucking trolling the bridge. He's like, do this, I'll give it to you.
if you answer me
Answer
these
me.
riddles 3. Yeah. No, my computer, like, fucking Microsoft, like, doesn't like running Blu-ray discs. I don't know if he has Blu-ray disc or if it's something else. So, like, that's an issue. And even sometimes when you have regular DVDs that you put in it, that it has issues with that sometimes too. And, like, I could play it on my laptop, right? But fucking Macs don't come with with CD or DVD ports. And to buy the extension is like $100.
That shit is just so overpriced for no reason.
Yeah, but that's just fucking Apple. But
in
Yeah.
my 17 years of being alive, I've never had a Blu-ray disc before.
really, not
yeah,
once.
I've never had not once. I've never had a single Blu-ray disc.
I used to have like those like binder kind of
Yeah.
things that would hold DVDs.
I've had bootleg discs before. Bootleg discs suck. They suck so bad.
I miss that. I think we got rid of it or something.
Yeah,
but I wish
I
I
had
still
one.
had it because there's like some gold on there.
Oh yeah, I my favorite are whenever they, whenever you have those like parody movies that are so clearly ripping off an original movie idea. There was one movie that came out a couple years back. I don't remember the name of it, but basically it was like this was the actual movie too. It was like a bunch of fairy tale characters, like Red Riding Hood and some other people, and
Oh yeah.
yeah, there was like some mystery that they had to solve or whatever. And I remember the fucking bootleg of it that came out like a couple months later, which is how you know it's shit too, because it was animated. The original movie was animated, and so was the ripoff, and they fucking did that in like 6 months. So like the character models were shit, and it was like a direct ripoff of the movie storyline. That on top of which they basically just gave them different character names and like just made them look slightly different while also looking exactly the same.
You know, recently I saw a story, and before I even saw this movie, I went into it knowing that fucking critics, they hate animated children's movies. They hate them like passion. And so
What movie did you say?
Storks.
Storks? Okay.
Yeah, I watched
Oh,
it and I was like, yo, this movie is great. I love this movie. It's such a feel-good movie, bro. Like, if you get your family together and you watch that shit, it's like, it's an amazing movie. I love it. I love it.
Have either of you ever actually seen Boss Baby before?
No,
No.
I want to.
Because I have.
Dear Lord.
My at like Regal theaters every Tuesday during the summer is like $5 or some shit.
So you watch Boss Baby?
Well, no, my grandparents would like, they would want to take us out to go see movies and everything, and I was like cool with it, and I didn't know that it was Boss Baby until we got there. Like, he's just like, hey, it's Tuesday, you guys want to go see a movie? And the only $5 option that they fucking had for that day, or when we went to go, was Boss Baby. And so I'm with my fucking grandfather, who, like, has no clue what the fuck is going on. And he just takes us to go see Boss Baby. And that shit was, like, man, it was, again, I will say that it was definitely a movie. There were parts of it that weren't bad, but there were also a lot of points where I was like, wow, yeah, I don't care. I really don't fucking care. I'm pretty sure there's like a fight scene at the end.
The fuck?
I don't remember the plot of it at all, but like, it's something along the lines of, I think like the baby wanted to like get out of the corporation that he was in or some shit. I don't fucking know.
I remember I was with one of my friends, like I was staying over at their house, and we were trying to find something to do, and we figured out we'll just go to the movies, but we didn't really plan any movie. And when we got there, the only movie that was like not for small children was Zootopia.
Zootopia is a good ass fucking movie though.
It was good, but like we bought the tickets hella late, and there was like nowhere to sit. So when we got there, we had to sit in like the disabled section. Like, those seats like kind of in the middle of the theater?
Yeah,
we had to sit in those because there's nowhere else to sit.
Oh my god, some like autistic kid walks up to you, he's like, can I have my seat? Oh my god.
It's the
worst feeling whenever you go to the handicap stall in the bathroom.
Oh yeah, and you see a wheelchair pull up.
Yeah, that's so god. It's just life and death. You're just like, ugh. Yeah, no. I
don't make eye contact.
Yeah, because I did that one time, and the dude was waiting. Like the guy that pushed him was waiting for him too. And I came out and I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," and then just walked out of the bathroom.
Damn, without even washing your hands?
Yeah, I fucking didn't want to stay in there any longer. No, yeah, so I went to, I did the same thing. I went to a movie theater, with a friend once without, like I was with him and I was like, hey, do you want to just go? And we were like, yeah, sure. And we went, and it was some fucking horror movie that I wasn't really in the mood to see. And the other option was Underwater with Kristen Stewart.
Oh, yeah.
And that was, like, I genuinely enjoyed the movie. I had a good fucking time watching it. I don't know if that was because of the movie. We were the only two people in the theater. So we were, the entire fucking time, we were just shitting on it. But despite me shitting on it, it was genuine. I really enjoyed it.
Wait, I remember when we went to go see... They had a lot of
ass shots of her, though, which was funny.
When we went to go see 1917...
Huh? Ass shots? What movie was it?
What about 1917?
Yeah, we went to go see 1917, and the people...
I know, I was fucking with you.
No, yeah, but the only people in the theater were us and, like, old people.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I thought there were people in front of us.
Oh my god.
No, it was just a bunch of old people and us.
I went there.
I was like, jeez.
I went there with Mackenzie, and I was like, babe, if there's like an uprising or some shit, and they all try to fucking like lynch me, just run. Just run. Don't try and save me. I'm telling you, man, it was like all old white people, and I never felt more out of place. It was insane.
Dude, oh my god. My dad has the most basic sense of humor I've ever heard. And on top of which, he has, like, you know how sometimes when I laugh, it's like kind of higher pitched?
Yeah, I know.
So my dad has a fucking hyena cackle. Like, when he's losing his shit, it's like, oh my god, it's horrible. So we went to go fucking see Medea. We went to go see Medea, like it was like a family's funeral.
Nice.
Which is like very much not a white movie.
Uh-huh.
And like when I say that we were the only fucking white people in that theater, I mean we were the only fucking white people in that theater, and you could tell too. Like, it was funny as hell because there were a lot of a lot of points. Like, one of the main things in the movie is that one of the characters is cheating on his girlfriend, and like whenever one of those scenes would happen, you would hear somewhere across the theater like,
Yeah.
girl,
Yeah.
you know. And I was like, oh, dude, yeah. And like fucking at the end, because of course there is. She confronted him and was like. He was like, I understand if you don't want to take me back and like all this shit, and she did this whole ass speech about it, and someone fucking started clapping at the end of it. She's like, yes, tell him. And I was like sitting there, I was like, God, I didn't want to be here in the first place.
Fuck. God damn it. I'm sorry. There's a fucking train.
As soon as you say the words train.
Yeah, the timing.
Can I show you guys this video?
Sorry,
It's pretty fucking funny.
Yeah.
This fucking train.
The fucking name says nigger boy.
It says nigger boy, and it's just this guy dancing. It's the, oh, shucking jive.
Shit is ridiculous. And then, like, I looked up on YouTube. I looked up shuck and jive on YouTube, and I came across this one video where it was two black dudes doing blackface. Like, I don't mean like they made their face darker. They made their faces black, and they put on like story of added on, like Pusha T.
Interesting.
Remember how Drake put on like face paint?
Yeah.
They were doing that.
Drake.
And they're like, eat the watermelon.
Yeah. Literally like
they were
that,
doing, eat
yeah.
the watermelon, hot watermelon, hot watermelon. Shit was crazy.
There was I
And,
saw
I don't know the context.
I saw a video earlier. This guy, there were these two guys, and they were both black, and I guess they're moving. I don't know if they're in a business or if they were actually moving it. But the guy was like, so the one dude was walking up behind him and like didn't know what the fuck was happening, and the other guy was like, "Hi, I'm Wesley, and this is the 3/5 Moving Co." And the other guy started fucking dying, you know, and he's like, Massa says we doing a good job right now. It's like, oh, dude.
Bro, we had to read Of Mice and Men, and that book it's interesting. It's very interesting. Like, I know it's supposed to be sad, but I couldn't help but find it a little funny when Lenny's fucking daydreaming about this rabbit farm. This nigga pulls a fucking Luger and shoots him. Like, he's like, come on, George, let's just sit down and think about the rabbit farm. Nigga fucking shoots him in the back of the head. Just like no words said, just shoots him in the back of the head. Like, I know it's supposed to be like sad, but oh my, the way I like imagined it in my head was kind of, it like made me chuckle a little bit. And
it's like, have you seen Django Unchained?
Yeah, I have.
They say the N word.
I just imagine it like
Yeah.
No, I just imagine like him getting shot in the back of the head, but like him flying. Like,
Oh my god. Oh fuck.
like there's a scene where like a lady gets like
Flies,
they shoot her
bro. She flies.
in the doorway and she
Oh
flies
my
back,
God.
dude.
That shit was, she said, bye, Mr. Jason. She fucking blasted.
So-
She just flew. It was crazy.
Yeah. Some of my favorite memes are the one where it's just like the white teacher reading To Kill a Mockingbird, and it's that fucking video of that one woman who's like, some of y'all about to be real mad at me,
Oh yeah.
but it must be said.
Some of y'all about
Some
to
of
be
y'all
real.
better be real mad at me, but it must be said.
Oh yeah, with the little, some of y'all about to be real mad at me.
The fucking white woman teacher,
Holy shit.
but it must be
I
said.
can't wait to hear about
God.
like some classroom
Alright.
reading of To Kill a Mockingbird, and the teacher gets fired because like it gets already she has to say nigger, and she's like, I didn't know they made niggers. No man, that's crazy. Like, I want that to happen. I want that to happen. So,
You want some fucking woman to get fired because of that shit.
We're putting too much emphasis on the fucking word.
Oh my god. Alright, with that note, I think we can start wrapping it up.
Alright then.
Do we have any... Fucking Christ. That went so far off the original prompt.
Praise Jesus, though, y'all. Praise Jesus.
Yeah, fucking... Do we have Do we have any other clothing? Do we have any other closing statements on religion or religious representation, or are we just gonna leave it at that? Because I don't.
Yeah, I think we should just leave it that way.
Just leave it with that. The white woman getting fucking fired for putting too much emphasis on.
They're tangentially connected at some point.
Did you guys?
It'll happen. It'll totally happen.
Did you guys hear that people were mad at Joji because they didn't use pink
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Terrible.
Oh my god.
Because he was fucking Filthy Frank. Someone said he was like, that's literally the real life version of Superman. He fucking took off glasses and everyone was like, who is he?
Man. He's like, I can't believe that's Filthy Frank. I'm shaking right now. Like, bro, could you seriously
in my
not
boots.
tell?
And then everyone just took that opportunity to shit on
Oh my God.
K-pop stands even more.
Oh yeah, because K-pop stands were the ones that fucking brought
And
it
then
up.
Yeah.
a black guy, he was like, yeah,
bitches.
as a black guy, I'm not offended by him saying the N-word. And he was like, it's called a coon.
yeah,
He was like, coon. I was like, what the fuck? She should call him a coon too. Like, come on now. That's crazy.
She just didn't.
I
give a
remember my
fuck
grandma
anymore.
called some black guy coon because she was helping this white
this-
guy
Yeah.
with his car.
Is this the grandma that you say is like racist or?
Grandma, you
everyone?
can't do that.
Yeah, she
That's
called him
funny
a
as
coon
fuck.
because he was helping this white guy with his cart. She was like, "That's what y'all cool. That's what y'all call a coon right there." That white man, not that black woman.
Oh my god.
Crazy.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Again, on that note, I think we should probably fucking
Jesus.
end whatever this has been. So again, this has been
It's a better
existential.
ending than I
yeah,
think.
existentialism and everything. But I've been Dave. That's been fucking Jamil and Jacob.
Yep,
All right. We'll see you on the fucking next one.
Bye, y'all.
I guess.
Say bye, Stefan. All right, bye, guys.